Welcome to Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. Glad you're here. As always, as one of the leaders of the pack, I'm out scouring the countryside looking for information, food to feed your knowledge, your tactics, your strategies in scaling your business in 2022. Today, it's a Sunday. Wanted to talk to you about word of the year. For me, it's gratitude. Hold that thought. And also to do a business spotlight that I think will be fun. And also give a shout out and a thank you to some folks that connected me with another great coffee company. So here's the thing. What's your word for the year? Mine's gratitude. Here's why. Because there's a lot to be grateful for one thing. I've got surrounded by amazing people, have an incredible wife. We live in an unbelievably beautiful area. There is tons of opportunity, and I have some of the best friends and mentors, that a human being could possibly have. Plus, staying in an attitude of gratitude helps me one day at a time become a better human being, to be of service better, to enjoy life more. And being selfish, that last one's the one that really hits me. I'm going to take my reading glasses off for a minute. I'm going to need these in a second here to make sure I read some comments that I got queued up for you. The thing is, it is just having an attitude of gratitude ties into perspective, to paradigm. Get this right for you, so it's kind of square paradigm that I viewed the world through, and makes my life more enjoyable. Research shows that people that maintain a perspective of gratitude tend to have more joy in their lives. They enjoy their lives more. They have better relationships. They connect better with what they do professionally, what their business is. So think about that. It's one of those core fundamental issues. And I'll tell you, living in an area like Southern California, it doesn't take sitting in traffic long or having, some of the things that happen in LA. You see the news all the time happen that are not, so we say, enjoyable. It doesn't take much of that for me to really be going, man, what this place is more like the photos that you see of our governor doing a photo op pretending to clean up trash where the train tracks are getting wrecked, or not train tracks are getting wrecked, but where trains are being ripped off, where they're getting thousands of packages every month stolen off the train tracks. And he called it looking like a third world country. It's easy to get that perspective, that frustration driven perspective when sitting in traffic, as opposed to looking at, well, what I really have to be grateful for. And regardless, I don't know about you, but my experience has been regardless of what's going on in my life, I have things to be grateful for. There's a lot of things that are going on in my life that I can't control, don't directly have influence over. You know what? There's a lot of things in my life that are going on that I do have control over. Where to focus, right? So for me, 2022, the word of the year is gratitude, because it is so core, so fundamental to so many other things in life, in business. And, as an entrepreneur, life and business, there's no separation. We live our dreams and goals. We live our businesses because that's what we're doing in the world, right? Now, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be an entrepreneur in a country that, for now, in a state, being in California, in a state that for now still allows free enterprise. And it's becoming more and more difficult by the day, but it's still allowed. That's something to be grateful for. It gives me an opportunity. It gives me an opportunity to pursue my potential, pursue my dreams, to have the freedom to say, this is what I think I can be, based on what I know I'm good at, based on what resonates for me. And you don't want somebody telling you what you have to do, right? It's like, you're born here, therefore you're going to do that. Or you take a test and go, oh, based on the skills test, we're going to assign you this career, and that's it. Right? We're going to put you in this job, pay you a living wage, because you're not going to be advancing any farther than that. That's all you're going to be able to do for the rest of your life. And guess what? Your children are probably going to be, that's what they're going to do. You're a shoemaker, so your kids are going to be shoemakers. Kind of a thing. We had this little thing in the 1770s. in 1780s about that between us and the British. We're going, we don't want to live like that. We want to have self-determination. We want to have free enterprise. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for that also because it gives me the opportunity to help other people. It's high leverage, right? Helping people scale businesses creates opportunities for everybody. Continually expand opportunities, which is a big part of our Adventure CEO brand. It's partly because we work with entrepreneurs, CEOs, but it's also the why we do that. Continually expand opportunities. So I'll get off my soapbox on that because in the theme of gratitude, something I wanted to share with you today is, I don't know about you, but I enjoy my coffee. I like coffee in the morning. Sometimes I have a cup in the afternoon. Sitting around with my amazing wife, enjoying a cup and enjoying a view from one of the many places that there's incredible views around Southern California, or just kicking back and maybe watching a little something on the telly, I enjoy my coffee. It's a good way to have conversation with friends. And speaking of friends, my most dear friends from throughout my lifetime, from way back, my OG writing partner, my brother from another mother, Steve Dresbeck, and his wife, Mary, introduced me to Lescheneau Brewing Company, Lescheneau Coffee Roaster. So I want to show this. Steve and Mary, thank you so much for this Joker Point blend. Let me get this in front of my ugly mug so you can see it. We're going to talk a little bit about this company, Lescheneau Coffee Roasters. So, and this is Joker Point blend, and man, it is fantastic. It's delicious coffee. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Steve and Mary, and thank you, Lescheneau Brewing Company. We're going to be talking with them about doing an interview to talk about their company some more. But here's an example of a boutique coffee roaster, just like a lot of the microbreweries that we've seen cropping up over the last 2 decades. We're seeing more and more coffee roasters pop up in different cities, different areas. And this one was started by, I want to share this with you. Okay, now here's where I need to get my glasses back on, get my reading glasses out so I can see the controls. I want to share this with you a little bit more about this company and where they're located. So this is from the website for Lescheneau Coffee Roasters. This is Jennifer and David Go or Goff. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. It's spelled Gough. So we'll say Jennifer and David Goff. And they are the owners and the founders of Lescheneau Coffee Roasting. So they started this company in the Lescheneau. So it's in the Lescheneau Islands area of Michigan. Now, let me share a map with you to give you an idea of where this is located, because this is an amazing area. If ever you have an opportunity to go visit, I can't tell you how much I highly recommend it. Now check this out. So look over here on this map. So here is where the Lescheneau Islands are. So this is the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. This is Canada up here. Canada, eh? Lower Peninsula, Michigan, Lake Huron. So they are on the northwest shore of Lake Huron. We're going to zoom in here thanks to the magic of Google Maps so you can see the islands. So this is the islands right here, Lescheneau Islands, that has been around, has been a fishing and lumber area. So the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is well known for fishing, lumber. Get a lot of freshwater whitefish from there. It's great for sport fishing, tourism. In our generation, it's been a lot more about tourism. So here's the Lescheneau Islands. Joker Point blend is about the Joker Point location in the Lescheneau Islands that was the site of the first commercial fishing craft in the Lescheneau Islands in 1883. So imagine that. This harkens all the way back to 1883. Cool history, great story. And so these islands have all kinds of, there's cabins, there's fishing, there's water skiing. And I know this because I spent a lot of summers as a youngster and a young adult. That's how I got to know Steve and Mary and how we became such good friends, because they're very typical of the people in that area. They're fun to be around. They're warm, they're welcoming. They love to have people visit and share the area with them. We did snowmobiling in the winter. We did water skiing in the summer. There's some fun restaurants to check out, hiking trails like you can't imagine, places to explore on the islands, and there's a lot more history than just the story of Joker Point. So if you enjoy outdoor lifestyle, hang on a second, let me pull this back off. So if you enjoy lifestyle, outdoors exploring, if you like to skin dive, scuba dive, take wetsuit. The water is very, very cold. I know that personally because I used to skin dive there as a teenager. And it's one of those things where you're in the water for an hour and your lips are purple for the rest of the day. I had some friends that brought their scuba gear with them. And when they took the temperature of the water, it was 55 degrees, 58 degrees. I'm sorry, making it too cold. It's 58 degrees surface temperature. When you get down to about 20 feet, it gets so cold, it hurts. Trust me, I've experienced this. Can't imagine doing that today. But yeah, when we're kids, when we're young, when we're involved in athletics, I'd have to get back in much better shape to do that. Used to be able to hold my breath for 4+ minutes, stay down for a long time. Another story for another time. But coming back to the coffee folks, this is a great company to explore. And again, let me pull this back up for you again. This is, again, the founders, Jennifer and David. And it's from their website. You can find them at leschenauxcoffeeroasting.com. Am I saying that right? Leschenault, but look for Leschenault Coffee Roasters. Leschenault Coffee Roasters. Find their website. You can order coffee, have it shipped to you. I highly recommend it. It supports a local business that is tied into the history of their area. And that's one of the fun things, that I found about doing motorcycle tours, being able to explore around the US. When you meet couples like this, like Jennifer and David, or you meet couples like Steve and Mary, Steve and Mary have a business that they run, they store boats and snowmobiles. They're great people to meet. It's fun to get to know them, to hear the stories of of their family history in the area, the history of the area itself, like Joker Point. That was where it was on the cove that protected the first commercial fishing vessel in that area. And there's an interesting story about that because it gets so cold. The reason that the water is so cold in the summer is it has several feet of ice on it for several months out of the year. It's like right now, this is January 30th, 2022. They actually had a conversation with the Dresbacks yesterday and found out that it's been sub-zero, below 10 degrees below zero for the last 3-4 days or last week. So it's been, they've been cold for a while. So the water freezes over pretty thick, which leaves it cold in the summertime. It takes a lot of that northern sun to start to warm that water up. And that ties back into the story about Joker Point, because the first ship that was there, first commercial fishing ship, sank at its moorings in the bay at Joker Point and was crushed by the ice because the ice gets so thick. It's beautiful in the wintertime. So it's a place you can visit in the summer. A lot to do, a lot more outdoor stuff to do if you like snowmobiling and being in the snow and you want to risk being out on the ice. Perhaps have races. I remember seeing snowmobile races there back in the day on the ice. Oh man, that is a story for another time. It is that exciting. We're talking snowmobiles running 70, 100 plus miles an hour on the ice racing. Oh my gosh, it still gives me chills thinking about it. But it comes back to beautiful area, beautiful, amazing history. Go check them out. If nothing else, order some coffee and try it. See what you think. I think you'll really like it. Leschenault Brewing. No, I keep wanting to say Leschenault Brewing. That's not right. Leschenault Coffee Roasting. Apologize for that, Jennifer and David. Leschenault Coffee Roasting. Look them up on the internet. Order some coffee because you will like it, and you're supporting a local business, making connections with people that I highly recommend that you take a spring or summer visit and stop by and get some of the coffee in person as well. It'll be well worth the trip. And say hi to Steve and Mary while you're in the area too. See, comes back to where we started with gratitude. Grateful for meeting people like Steve and Mary, because they lead me to, you know, beyond the great friendship that we have, they also lead me to other friends, to other interesting people like Jennifer and David. How about you? Does that happen in your life? Should be. Never know who the people you know will be able to introduce you to if you have the opportunity. If take a deep breath. I like to talk. You know that. You're on Wolf's Watch. This is the 148th episode of Wolf's Watch, and we've done other, our TV show or radio show slash podcast that we did for several years before that. It Take a deep breath, listen, ask a few questions, enjoy the stories, be grateful for the relationships and what you can learn, and pursue the adventure. So, thanks for joining me for this episode of Wolf's Watch. Glad you're part of it. Smash that like button. Tell me what you think. If you didn't like this, let me know. If you did, let me know. What I really want to hear is how you like the Lescheneau Coffee Roasters coffee. I want to hear about that. So, thanks for joining us for Wolf's Watch, and I will see you on the trail.